Hey everyone, I am Nayan and I'm joined here by James and we'll be reviewing Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus is a sequel, prequel sort of film to Alien.
Sequel.
It's set between Alien 1 and 2? Or
Is it?
2 and 3?
I don't know.
It's set sometime in the Alien universe. It stars Cailee Spaeny, David Jonsson, and Archie Renaux. And the director is Fede Alvarez. And the film is about while a team is scavenging the deep ends of a space station, some of the colonizers come face to face with these aliens that have been terrorizing us so much. Unfortunately, I was away for work yesterday, but
Disappointing.
James was lucky enough to go see it, and I need to find a way to go see it because I am very excited for this film. So, James, what are your just brief overall thoughts on Alien Romulus?
I think it's awesome. I think it is what Alien needs to be at this point in the franchise. It's not going to be the first Alien because that's all around the mystery of the alien, the mystique of what's this thing. Or the audience is learning about it as we see it, but we're already exposed to that creature now, so that surprise is gone. So you're not going to get that first Alien experience. Aliens is just absolute chaos, and you can replicate that on some level, but this one is kind of what is going to be good for just casual moviegoers and people that are passionate about the Alien franchise. I think it is probably the one that can bring a new set of fans to this franchise, because as far as just action movies go and horror movies, this movie is a horror. You got a really good director here, and he just makes it a completely scary, thrilling experience. I thought this movie was just going to, I kept thinking it was the third act. I'm like, okay, that's the big moment. That's the big, and it just kept going. I'm like, oh my god! And it was such an insane experience. Undoubtedly the scariest movie of the year. It brings everything that you love about Alien and kind of gives it a sort of swan song, if you will. But yeah, I loved it. Top 3 Alien movies for sure.
It's good. So it's worthy of being in this franchise. Would you go as far to say that the franchise is taking a step in the right direction?
A step in the right direction, sure, definitely. If people are going to compare it to the classics, and people might have a little bit, they might overpraise those films a bit, but it deserves to be in that conversation where it's like, I'm going to watch the Alien movies today or something like that, and you watch Aliens, and now this one, because whenever I want to watch Alien movies or I want to show someone the Alien movies, it's Alien and Aliens. None of that Resurrection 3, Covenant, Prometheus, whatever we want to call it. Just none of that. Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
What about Cailee Spaeny? I mean, she's been on a whirlwind of a career ever since Priscilla. She was Sol in Priscilla. She was fantastic in Civil War.
Yep.
And it looked like she was going to be fantastic in this. Did she live up to that?
She's really good. It's difficult because she is going to be compared to Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver is an absolute boss in those first 2 Alien movies. She's so good. Probably one of, if not the best, action heroine that we have, at least in that point in time. But Cailee Spaeny is definitely showing that she kind of has the acting chops to be a versatile actor, for one, but also to be in front and center when it comes to action and showing fear and being strong in the moment and just composed. So she's really good at that. I would say that David Jonsson was probably the standout for me. Cailee Spaeny doesn't have too much to work with. It's David Jonsson that kind of has and you'll see it when you watch the movie, of course, but he has a lot to do in his role, and he's really compelling in that role. So I hope that I see him again. I think this is probably the first thing I've seen of his so far, yeah. So that would be the standout for me. Otherwise, the other ones are great supporting cast, a good group of young people in this ship trying to survive this alien. Isabella Mercedes, I don't know how to say her name properly, but she's not. I wish she had much more to do, because she was a compelling character, and I feel like they kind of wasted that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame. One of the reasons why we were so excited about this film was obviously because of the cinematography and the atmosphere. Do you want to run us through what that was like? And if the cinematography was as good, or was it just the trailer was the best thing?
Oh no, this movie's good. I was watching it, and it's like It's not about the cinematography or anything about this. It's about the action set piece that makes it so good. It's not like full of like breathtaking shots where it's like, wow, or like, how did they do that? It's just like it's super creative in the action set pieces, and the cinematography is extremely like complementary to it, and it just has really great shots that I haven't really seen in the Alien universe. So there is some really impressive stuff, but the greatness in terms of its visuals is how the director frames these action set pieces, how he brings them to life. It's very, very thrilling and very scary. I'm really glad they got this director on board. So, yeah.
The practical effects helped it.
I think so. There are people always like harp on about practical. It always has to be, practical is like always better. And for the most part, I would agree with them. But sometimes CGI is better than practical. Mm-hmm. I think they had a really good balance here. There was one moment where I caught the CGI and I'm like, oof, that's a bit tough. That's not good. But yeah, I think they had just a really, really good blend where I didn't notice the CGI at all, except for that one shot. And they kind of had to have CGI. You couldn't do practical. Yeah. So, I would say this director's had a really good balance of that. And I think it is pretty damn essential for this franchise in order to, I guess, make the threats and that fear kind of like a little bit more tangible, where it feels more real because is kind of real in a sense. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the director, what give us a rundown on his work here?
Oh, yeah, he was good. I think the one thing I'm mostly impressed with is the horror. Like this movie goes some really dark places. It gets pretty fucked up. If I'm going to be completely honest, it's like oh my goodness, they're like going fully for it. It was like really terrifying. Like my girlfriend who watched it with me was like crying by the end of it. She hated it, but like loved the movie. So it's really effective in being thrilling and capturing your fear. And I think that's the best thing that Alien can do. I'd rather be, absolutely terrified and scared throughout an Alien movie rather than just being entertained by the action. So kudos to this director for harnessing what he's good at. He's done Don't Breathe, and honestly, give him a trilogy to work with. If I'm going to see more of this kind of action and atmosphere in the Alien universe, then I want more of it. I think it's, yeah.
Do you think the franchise can go any further in this? Do you think there's a story to be told if the same director was on board?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I think Alien is full of possibilities, but it does make me a little bit worried, even though I did just say just give them more. It does get me worried just because we've seen the sequels to these movies and they haven't been good. I think if you're going to do more, it has to be a new set of actors and a new scenario rather than just like,
continuation. So almost like a reboot.
Yeah,
or a soft reboot.
yeah. You kind of just got to have different characters all these different times and different setting. That way you can just get fully creative again with how you're going to make the aliens appear. So, the universe has potential, and what the director has shown me at least, and I hope he shows other people as well, is that there is possibility for this franchise to be good, to actually be great. There's a lot of room to go. So, yeah, I thought this franchise was kind of dead. And we did say on our poddy that this is the last chance for Alien, or I'm just going to give up completely. So, fuck yeah, Alien's back.
Oh, Aliens is back.
Yep.
All right, what about the sound and score? I know that sound and score is a key part of building up an atmosphere. Did it work in this?
Oh, 100% did. Yeah, it's composed by Benjamin Wallfish. I might be pronouncing the last name wrong there, but Benjamin Wallfish. He's done some of my favorite stuff in the past, and you feel it here. There's some really good stuff. It's the kind of score where it's like, oh, okay, I want to go back and I want to listen to that after I've seen the movie. That's how good it is. It's completely supportive of the tone and the atmosphere of the film. And obviously, I think the sound design it's got to be a key thing when it comes to horror, and the director knows how to use it. It's just in a different class than I've kind of seen beforehand, particularly in recent Alien movies. There's some stuff where it's like, the really loud noise just to scare you, and it's not even something. Yeah, there's a couple instances of that. But otherwise, it's really effective. It knows when to be silent and knows when to be loud and extreme with you. Really well done by both the score and the sound design.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking through his stuff now. It's an impressive sort of discography there.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say to sell this movie to myself and the audience?
To sell this movie.
Any other thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. Well, you were brave and you embargoed on the entire Alien franchise very recently, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, so you need this. If anyone's rewatching those Alien movies and you've watched the first two and you're loving it, and then you got to watch the rest of them, and it's like, oh, this is really, really bad. This is great. This is a good palate cleanser for you. That's me and Nayan's favorite word that we love to use on this podcast. But if you want to go to the cinema, you want to be kind of terrified and have a very thrilling experience. And I just want to make that a very key word, thrilling, because you get in there, you go through the first half an hour, then you're locked in. And it just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. And it captures you just so well. So I would say, this is an experience you want to have on the big screen. If you can afford to go, I would highly, highly recommend it. Above stuff like Deadpool, Wolverine, It Ends With Us, and definitely Borderlands.
Damn, I am excited even more to see this. I need to scramble my way to a cinema.
I don't know if it's an IMAX, dude, because...
I was about to say.
and this is like a private conversation that we're going to have on the podcast now, but if it's an IMAX, and I would consider going with you to that.
All right, let's lock it in. IMAX it is.
Making plans on the podcast, I love it.
All right.
But I want to see an IMAX for sure.
All right, what's your score for this?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think it's going to change as we get going. I think it has a chance to be in my top 10 of the year at the end. It's already pretty stacked, but I'm going to go a nice clean 8 at the moment. Could go up and down. We'll see how the year goes. And I think I might have to get the IMAX screening just to fully get that full experience that I missed out on last night now.
All right, nice. 8 out of 10 for James.
That's it.
Reviews drop soon, so this will be coming through to Spotify or wherever you pod from very, very shortly, within the next few hours. Otherwise, keep listening to our content. If you like our podcast, search up Let's Be Real and give us a little listen, and I will eventually make our way back to YouTube in some sort of format sooner rather than later, hopefully. Thanks everyone for tuning in today for this Alien Romulus solo review by James. Interview sort of format.
Thanks for the interview, mate.
All good. Hope you've all enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on our Let's Be Real podcast coming to you very, very soon as well. See ya.
Peace.